Has this ever happened to you?
Can I help you?
I sure hope so. I'm a salesman. So, how was your crop year?
Oh, it was okay. It was a dry summer, but I think everything went all right.
Well, how would you like even higher yields next year?
Sounds fishy. What do you have?
Well, it's the next big thing.
Sure it is, but what's it called?
No, really. It's the next big thing.
How do you know it works? Do you even have proof?
Well, I just told you it increases yields. Isn't that proof enough?
Do you stand behind it?
Oh, yes, I do. I stand way behind it.
Well, do you have any research to show me?
Research, huh? Well, I think I have something in here. Just a second. All right, let's see. Alimony, restraining order. Oh, here it is. Here's some research. See, look, the next big thing had the highest yield.
Wait a minute. This is only 1 bushel different. You totally rigged this graph. If you can't come back to me with professional research, then don't come back at all.
Ooh. Well, how would you like to do your own on-farm research?
Maybe I will.
Everybody wants research, which is proof that a product does what is promised. But where does it come from? Hi, I'm Dr. Jerry Willem, a research agronomist here at the North Central Research Station. We do lots of research here, but there are different kinds of research. Like when a product is new, or maybe a new method of application, or a new formulation or something, we will do plot research with replications. But growers are often encouraged to do their own on-farm testing to see how something works on their farm, maybe in comparison to their own existing practices. In this Agronomic Advisor video, we will take a look at both. Now that it's winter, it's a good time to make plans for next season. Conducting replicated agricultural research experiments is both challenging and difficult, but is absolutely necessary to provide the answers that we need about the products we're using today and those we might be using tomorrow. Around and round the field with different replications being planted, we come in and move one treatment out of the planter and get ready to load the next one. Again, it's a lot of work, but is necessary. All products need to be tested. So whether it's nutrients, biologicals, genetics, pest control, or whatever, everything needs to be tested before bringing it to market. And off he goes on another round, applying a treatment in 4 separate replicated plots in this experiment. After this one is done, he'll pack up and move to a different part of the field for yet another experiment.
So I'm here at our research station looking at one of our soybean experiments that we have. And you can tell that I'm a researcher because I have a clipboard and I wear glasses. But in all our experiments, we're basically looking at what is the effect of different treatments on soybean growth and ultimately yield. I mean, yield is the thing that most people are interested in. I mean, I certainly am. That is kind of the most important thing as far as making decisions. But there are also some other measurements that we can make during the growing season that might explain yield in the end. And one of these is stand counts. I mean, everybody's familiar with stand counts. And maybe treatment has a positive or negative effect on stand. And that's what we're measuring today. We have our summer college interns out making stand counts. They'll take multiple measurements in a plot to get the average stand per plot, and then we'll have multiple replications and we can average those together in the end and then see if the treatment had an effect on stand. And maybe that'll explain the yield that we get. We'll find out in the end. This is an experiment evaluating foliar applications to corn. We do a variety of different types of foliar applications, nutrients, biologicals, fungicides, and some different things. But in this experiment, it's kind of typical of how we do foliars in our experimental Hagie plot sprayer. We have a series of smaller tanks where we can put in different treatments, mix them up all at once, and then Tim can spray them in succession without having to stop and remix. So it works really well. As well as the application, we're spraying 6 different rows of a 6-row plot, and we'll harvest the middle 4 rows. And so we'll get a good evaluation of the treatment on that plot and average all the plot results together from the replications and then get the overall treatment effect.
So we've seen that research can be complicated, Probably best to leave that kind of research to the professionals. But on-farm research can tell how things work in the most important place of all, on the farm. With onboard GPS technology, it's easy. Well, kind of easy. You can test for the effects of almost anything you're interested in. Fertilizers, enhancements, biologicals, seed populations, or any of those things that people are trying to sell you as the next big thing. You can test on a smaller area before you try something on the whole farm. Now, I don't like the old side-by-side test where you split a field and do one thing on one half of the field and something else on the other half of the field and compare yields. Too much variability. But with GreenStar or 2020 in the field view, you can record what you're testing and then it's saved until harvest. Like here, we're testing for the effects of a planter treatment on corn. The planter is making it possible for the test product to be in between check passes, so we can keep track of where they are and watch them through the summer and again at harvest. So we'll see you then. It's harvest time here at the North Central Research Station, and it's time to find out the answers to the questions asked earlier in the year that led to these research plots. And just be aware that sometimes you may not like the answers that you get, but either way, there's usually enough new questions to lead to more testing the next year. Now remember last spring when the planter went from plot to plot for a single treatment, but at harvest we can't do that with the combine. So it works from the outside in, taking off the border rows, then the plot rows. And our automatic Harvest Master weigh system collects the grain, weighs it along with moisture and test weight. So there's a lot of number crunching lying ahead for analysis of all these treatments and all these experiments, but that's how it's done at a research farm. So remember last time we were here, we were actually planting this field to some different treatments, planter applied treatments, that we wanted to see how they affected yield. And so unlike the small plot treatments, we applied this to a field size test. And now that we're harvesting, we're going to overlay, we can overlay the yields from those same strips over those planter treatments and find out what the effect is on yield. So here's the map that we used. We have two different materials here. We're going to have the test 1 up here and test 2 down here, and we're alternating those in alternating strips with a check plot. And so we can get those different yields, and then we can really see if that treatment did have an effect on, well, what we wanted to happen is increase yield. But we'll find out. And so we use the climate field view system, which kind of makes this easier. If you don't have that, then you need to kind of scale it, or get a better measurement of your output using a scale or something like that. Anyway, that's one way to do field tests. For more information, visit agroliquid.com. Thanks for watching. Hey, testing, we're here at Harvest. What could be better than me standing here watching other people work?